Sorry, son, I don't have time. One of the biggest challenge that married entrepreneur dads with kids have, obviously they have a lot, right? There's the work-life balance, there's personal well-being, aka mental health, there's time management, there's financial pressure, there's legacy, isolation. But today I want to talk about kind of this work-life balance, right? Like whenever you're at home, but you're still working. Obviously, people that just work a regular job have a version of it, right? Where it's like, hey, I still have a workload that I have to take care of. But when you are the leader, you are the entrepreneur, you make the decision, there's just a different level of pressure that you have and you know it. And to some extent, your family knows it, right? And so it can be very hard to just turn it off. Very hard, right? I was joking with friends that, work a regular, 9-to-5 job. And they were asking like, hey, you know what day it is? And I was just like, man, it's been like, I've been an entrepreneur since probably 2013. And at some point, the days start to just merge because it became just like rhythm, right? I know on this day I did this, that day I did that, but it just became a rhythm, and I didn't really have a flow inside of what day of the week it was anymore. It was just like, hey, here's my rhythm. Wake up, kids to school, work out, meditation, block, pick up the kids, and a night activity. And it just became like this rhythm, and sometimes like weekend would be the same. It just felt the same exact thing, and at some point it became almost like you're working in the AM, you're working in the afternoon, you're working in the PM. It's just all merged together. And I was just having a hard time being able to disassociate to the work, right? And I know some people are like, wow, you just relax. Just relax. And I'm like, I'm trying to relax. I just, even watching a movie, I'm thinking, right? And sometimes entrepreneurs, that's what you do. Like you just have this hyperactive mind that even though you want to shut it off, you just can't. Like you're just consistently just thinking of ways to improve, of challenges that you have, different frustration, financial frustration, rejection, isolation. Like you're just like processing different scenarios like all the time. And so when your kids come to you, right, because this is a conversation we're having, right? We're trying to be great dads. We know that we are the standard for our kids, but then we also have this piece that is, but I need to provide for them, right? Because I can be this amazing dad that does all those activities and bedtime stories, but if I'm the dad that also says no every single time, like, can I get this? Nope. What about that? Nope. And it's not even a no associated with the fact that you don't want that for them. It's just the fact that you just don't have it, right? Because deep inside, you're like, man, I'm going to have to sacrifice this for that. And so you say no. But deep inside, you're like, I just want to say yes. I just want to say yes to everything that they're asking me for. And so that's the conversation that we're going. That's the movement that we're leading, right? The dad, the myth, the legend. Right? That is who we are whenever we wake up. Like that's the God-given once we start having kids. You're the dad. Like it's you. The myth becomes this person that you are starting to do things that people are like, man, he did some crazy stuff. I don't even know how he did it. But then the legend becomes the one that decided to raise his hand and say, I'm declaring that I'm the one. I'm declaring that I'm the one that's going to break the chains of addiction, of anger, of limiting belief that I received, and then I'm going to transform them to something better for the next generation. And that's what we talk about, this concept, this idea that we're trying to heal 7 generations up and 7 generations down, right? But the legend also is somebody that is just like, you can only become a legend if somebody can read about you, right? The myth is just like, hey, I think he existed. I think he existed. There's some pictures of him, but I can't read anything that he says or that he said. I don't know how his life was. Now, on the other hand, the legend is the one that you can actually read things that he said. You can actually read how he lived, how he thought. And that's a very different perspective and thought process. You know, way back, only really wealthy people would make sure that they have a book, that they have a memoir, that they have something that they can pass on to their kids, to their kids' kids, because they're thinking of the lineage. They're thinking of like, hey, you need to know how we got here. Because there's going to be some stuff inside of you that you're going to have to know how to fix, how to handle, how to navigate. Also, the people maybe that was there. Like, I just need to give you a picture so that you know down the line, like, how things happen. Because they thought, like, next generation. But the dad, he just thinks of the now. The dad he's in scarcity, right? He might be in scarcity in his body, right? Out of shape, his back hurting, like he can't really play outside with his kids. The dad is just like, he's just trying to live today. He's just like, man, I'm just trying to make sure that I can pay the bills tomorrow. The dad is just like, he's sacrificing time for work, so he's not always present for his family because he's trying to make it. He's in scarcity in a relationship. He just knows, like, you know, my kids might not know me right now, but they're going to be glad and they're going to understand when they get older why I did what I did. That's the dad. The dad is consistently in this day-to-day rhythm. He doesn't have enough time to even think about the future. He just doesn't. Right? The myth starts to create habits and things to be able to shift angles. Right? But it's still a change. Remember, a change is like, is this triangle that goes from here to here to here, and it's a pivot. And although it looks different, it's just a change, and eventually the triangle comes back to the same shape. Whereas the legend, on the other hand, the legend just transforms. Like he becomes something different. From a triangle to a square, from a square to a circle, from a circle to a star. This is me doing a star. To a star. He becomes something different. And so in this conversation of the dad, the myth, the legend, it's an ascension. And it's not a hope. It's a system. It's a guide. It's a, if you follow this, it will happen. You will be the one, the chain breaker inside of your family tree, inside of your lineage, the one that did something that people are like, I just don't even know. Like, how did he do it? But then, I'm trying to look around here. But then you wrote it down. You wrote it down somewhere so that forever they can go back and read how you did it, how you thought. It becomes this volume of your life and how you built it so that your kids and your kids' kids can have something to hold on to from their great-dad. But it doesn't just stop at this place of, hey, I just want to write something for them to read. It also started this place of going deep inside and really living by this code, which is telling the truth, right? By going in and really addressing, like, what are the lies that I've been telling myself? What are the lies that I've been telling others? What are the lies that I've been telling God, so that I can go in and live by this code, this foundation? Because if you don't have this foundation, you're just living inside of fantasy, right? It's just a world of fantasy. And so whenever you tell your son, your daughter, sorry, son, I don't have time right now, I'm doing work. Is that true? Sometimes we've been lying to ourselves so much that we don't even know what the truth is. The truth is that you do have time, but you just decide to go and do this instead. The truth is that you didn't plan and did your work during the day because you got caught up on ESPN, got caught up on Netflix, got caught up on social media, that you didn't do your work and now you're at home doing work. That's the truth, right? I'm gonna raise my hand. I've been there. Where I don't find my rhythm until like way later, and so I'm doing work later. Instead of being present when they're there. And that hurts because deep inside you know that's the truth. You know that the truth is that you do have time. You're just prioritizing the work right now. And this is not a once occurrence because you're doing it again and again and again and again. It's like this karmic cul-de-sac. You keep on repeating the same thing. Versus being able to get to this place and say, hey, what is the one door that I need to go and hit? What is the one domino that needs to fall this week so that the other ones can fall into place? What is my block of time where I can focus on this? Right? Parkinson's law says that a task will expend to the amount of time allotted to the task. That means if I say that I'm going to have 90 minutes to spend on marketing, 90 minutes is what it's going to be. If I say I'm going to have 60 minutes to do sales calls, 60 minutes is what it's going to be. If I say I have 30 minutes to go and take lunch, 30 minutes is what it's going to be. If I don't have blocks, the marketing calls can be like 90 minutes, 120 minutes, 180 minutes, right? It can just bleed everywhere. If I don't have a time where I say, I am done working, I can work forever. I can work till 11, 12, 1. Many entrepreneurs do that. They have just the worst sleeping pattern because you're consistently working, because you just go on flow of energy, on flow of like when I feel like I can do it, versus giving yourself a window of time when you're going to do work and when you're going to be with family and when you're going to be with your spouse and when you're going to exercise and when you're going to take care of you, mental health. Because everything else is just not going to cut it. You're going to stay stuck inside this place of like the dad, the one that lives in scarcity. Not this legend that is in abundance in all aspects of his life, body, being, balance, and business. And has things written out for the next generation to be able to follow. And no, it's not an easy way. And sometimes, you have 3 domains that go up and one that is right here and you balance it, but your goal and your intention is to move all 4 domains up at the same exact time. And so one of the things that I started doing, I used to never wear a hat. But one of the reasons I started to wear a hat is to be able to allow myself to, when I work, I have the hat. When I'm done, I take the hat off and I put it down. It allows me to get this place of understanding when the hat is not on, I'm not working. When the hat is on, I'm working. So for you, decide what that's going to be for you. Do you need to start wearing a hat? Do you need to start putting the fake glasses? What is it that you need to physically have and take off so that you know that when this is not on, you're not working. This is no work time. Because there's a big difference in even how I feel when this is on and I do my coaching calls and I do the recordings and I do that work, and when I'm taking it off. It feels different. And also the kids see it differently. My wife sees it differently. And so I would encourage you to find something like that you can use to be able to give yourself the moment of like, hey, here I'm done working. I take it off and I'm putting it away. All right? Listen, if you connect with this, you have any question, reach out. But it's Julian Marion signing out. Say, remember to release it, be seen, don't hide. Peace out.